How's it going, guys? This is Craig Harris. I'm here with Per Schneider.
Hello.
And we're here to do a rewind theater of The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. And here we're kicking it off with kind of a throwback to the history of Zelda, where you see past console games.
That's right. All four recent console games, ending with Twilight Princess. They would go back to the first Link. That's supposed to be Ocarina of Time in the timeline, but that's actually the Twilight Princess, Epona and Link. And you got Majora's Mask and Wind Waker, and of course for Twilight Princess, the wolf in the end, because we already used Link once.
Cool. And here's Link.
Cool. So that's the new Link. If you look at him closely, you'll notice that the new Link looks a lot like the old Link.
Right.
And that's because all the design elements on his costume, on the shield, on the sword, are similar to Twilight Princess. I mean, the shield is an exact replica, basically, but with the new art style,
yeah.
you know, which is...
it's not realistic, it's not really toonship, it's kind of a combination of both, using kind of inspiration from past artists.
Yeah, so from French painters like Monet and Cézanne, and you see that later. We'll have a scene where you can see it a little bit more, but yeah, it's kind of like almost like a storybook, you know, French impressionist.
Nice little pastel colors going on. And here he's showing off the Master Sword, or wait, that might not be the Master Sword. I think that's the Skyward Sword.
That is the Skyward Sword, probably, because it eventually becomes the Master Sword, but it looks, you know, obviously very, very similar.
Yeah.
So that's Link fighting, first of all, here's fighting a bokoblin. You can see his snazzy little belt buckle there, his skull belt buckle.
Very nice. I'll have to get one of those.
Yeah, you need one. I'm not a big fan of this design for the bokoblins, but I'll take it. And then you also saw him fighting Deku Babas.
Now, this is the interesting thing about this gameplay. It uses the Wii Motion Plus, and so it actually recognizes left, right, up, down slashes with the sword, and stab. And you can see here the mouths are open in a certain way, and that's how you kill these enemies. That plant right there has a vertical slice, so you want to vertical slice it to death, and boom, there it goes. Yeah. And now you can kind of see a nice little graphical hint here with the skull.
It's cool. Yeah, I think Aladdin introduced that whole concept back then of like putting stuff in the smoke, and I think that's really cool to have the little skulls in there as well.
And you can see here that you can affect the environment by slicing not just the enemies, but the trees. Knock them down. Nice little physics going on.
Yeah,
there.
when the tree is down on the ground, you can actually keep on chopping it before it disappears. It's really fun. You can chop up all sorts of stuff in all sorts of different directions, like in Wii Sports Resort. Another nice thing in the lower right corner, you can see the instant access item. The HUD is all work in progress.
Oh yeah, they said it's work in progress just for the E3 demo. That's probably going to change when the game comes out next year.
Yeah, but you can see you can map various items to the minus and the plus buttons. You've got the map here and the potion. And the potion, it's not shown in the trailer, but it's actually, when you drink it, the action goes on. And that's the big focus for Zelda, is to keep the action moving now. You no longer stop and watch a cutscene. Everything just kind of, you know, gets sped up and happens while you're running around.
You can also see right there, back the enemies can now block a certain way. Another kind of lift from Wii Sports Resort's swordplay. So you got to watch where they're blocking before you can attack. Now here looks like that. Go back there. This where you're rolling on the boulder. That looks like something from Super Mario Galaxy, where you roll. How do you think they're going to control this? Do you think it's going to be motion?
Yeah, I think you're going to hold the remote upwards like a joystick and balance like that. Yeah. And the creature you see here, I mean, we assume this is the Fire Temple, which of course appears in most games in the Zelda franchise. That looks like a fire toad-poly, one of the creatures they had in Twilight Princess. It spits fire at you. And moving forward,
we've got the first boss battle that it was in the E3 demo. It kind of shows off how you're going to have to look at the enemy and understand how you're going to attack it. Those claws, the scorpion will actually hold his claws vertically or horizontally. You got to look so you can attack those.
Yeah, it's like the vintage Zelda design of always having an enemy that is somehow eye-related. There's always some eye on an enemy, which is kind of cool that they have that kind of creature mythology.
Is that a Deku Scrub?
No, that's not a Deku Scrub. That's actually an Octorok disguised as a Deku Scrub. If you see when he pops out, you can see his tentacles there, and he's spitting rocks at poor Link, of course. And you can block it and knock it back by moving the nunchuck. Which during the demo Miyamoto had problems with, but it actually works really, really well. I got it down the first try. And this, the eye door, if you grew up in Japan, this whole thing would be completely understandable to you, because Japanese school kids, when they catch bugs like dragonflies or cicadas, they wave their index finger in front of the insect in a circular motion like that to hypnotize or confuse them.
Does it actually work?
And then they catch them. I don't know, but it's like everybody.
Well, it works for this door,
so
that's how you get through that door.
Yeah, in Japan, this will be second nature. In the US, people probably have to be told to do this whole thing. It opens the door.
Now we got the bow and arrow. And again, this is probably going to be lifted from Wii Sports Resort's bow and arrow. You don't use the pointer to aim anymore. You actually use the bow, holding it vertically and lifting it up, down, left, right to aim, and it's perfect.
Yeah, and that was the Hero's bow design. I mean, it looks like a mix between the Twilight Princess bow. It doesn't have the little edges on it, and like the classic bow designs from Ocarina of Time and older games. But yeah, I like the new aiming is much better because like when your kid walks in front of you, suddenly you're not like pointing at the sky with a thing. It kind of holds its position.
At some bombs and some hearts.
Yeah, did you see that heart shot, by the way? That's a new feature. I mean, for the first time,
you think it's going to be a mini game, or do you think that's going to be something you're going to have to do to get hearts?
You can actually, I think you can do this in main gameplay where you pin a heart to something so you can actually retrieve it before it fades away, and you actually get your arrow back as well, which is cool. By the way, if you notice something about him, the way Link holds some of the items, he is right-handed again. That's because you have the remote in the right hand.
Yeah, sorry, left-handed people. Enuma had confirmed that there's not going to be a lefty mode for this game.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, sorry. Right. This is the Beetle, is what it's called?
Yes. The Beetle is basically a replacement for the Hawk in the last game, where the Eagle, where you can get items from far away, but you have now full control with the Wii remote.
Yeah, this uses the Wii Motion Plus. It's actually similar to if you ever played Avatar on the Wii that used Wii Motion Plus. You're guiding the bug around just using the tilting of the Wii remote.
Or the airplane in Wii Sports Resort. And you can pick up items, you can drop items.
And it looks like Wii Bowling made in this game too.
Yeah, so don't worry, the old throw stuff is still in there. You can still toss things, but if you flick your Wii remote upwards, you roll the bomb now, which opens up all sorts of new puzzles. So you have to use bombs.
Precision is going to be a key play in this game.
So it'll be cool. And then we've got the slingshot returning as well.
Now we don't know how that was. This actually an E3 demo?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could shoot stuff.
Well, this was using pointer, I believe.
Yeah, this was simple, classic pointer style with one button. You didn't have to pull back anything. These are keys, the bats from the classic Zelda titles, making a return.
We're back into the Fire Temple.
Looks like the Fire Temple, unless somebody set fire to another temple. And you can see on the right also how to draw your sword. By the way, you just flick your remote left or right to draw the sword when it's sheathed. Yeah. Kind of natural motion to draw it.
And another new addition to Zelda, at least console, is the whip, which is lifted from
Spirit Tracks. Yeah, you can use it like the grappling hook. You can probably steal items from enemies. You can grab items like you see here. You can get the heart from far away. But I'm sure there's lots of stuff like swinging.
Hey, what's that in the background?
Ooh, look at that. That looks like Death Mountain. Yeah. So that's probably where the Fire Temple is. You can totally see how it looks kind of like a Monet painting. I mean, Miyamoto said that the style is inspired by Monet and Cezanne, and you can really see like how they're going with that feel.
And this looks like a combo system. The animation sequence shows how Link gets himself into a 4-hit combo.
Yeah, and he's got all his classic sword moves, and then they're just pulled off in a better way. And you can do the spin attack, of course, which you do by swinging the nunchuck and the Wii remote sideways at the same time. And you can see the spin. Stalfos. There was a Stalfos knight
in there with 2 swords.
Yeah, for the first time with 2 swords like that. In the demo, you could actually play against this guy. You had to bomb a wall and go through a hidden entrance, and you were able to fight this guy. And the Stalfos knight battle's always the most fun, I think. I hope they make some of these guys really nice and tough to beat.
Payoff right now where Link dives off the cliff and he's going somewhere through the clouds. And apparently in the storyline, they live on a floating island called Skyloft.
Skyloft, yeah. So yeah, there's 2 worlds, it looks like, just like in classic Zelda games. Maybe there's some interaction between the 2. The cool thing is that the people who live in Skyloft don't actually know that anybody lives on the ground,
right?
Which sets up all sorts of cool stuff.
So hopefully it'll be okay. I think the Skyward Sword will help him with his descent.
I don't think he's going to go splat, but I'm pretty impressed with all the stuff we saw in this trailer because so many items unveiled. I gotta think there's a ton more though. For example, we don't see the magic meter in the upper left underneath the heart meter. We didn't see anything with the horse.
Right.
There's got to be more stuff that we're not seeing.
Oh yeah, the game comes out in 2011. They've got a lot to put in there. So.
Really looking forward to seeing many more of the environments as well.
Cool. And that's our Rewind Theater for Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I'm Craig.
I'm Per.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.